delicious co-creators, Lilou here on the Juicy Living Tour. I am still in Windsor in the UK, but this time with Runa, that is from Iceland. Yes!
Cold. No, it's not cold. Iceland is not cold. Was it? It's not the first thing you thought about when you saw me, that I was cold, was it?
No, you're very warm at heart, and I know that the more you go up north, I don't want to say that for all the southerners, but it's true. There's beautiful, really warm hearts up north, and I look forward to going to Iceland.
Yes, well, Iceland welcomes you. And we know in Iceland that you're going to be inspired by Iceland. It's one of our thing is to inspire people.
Yeah, I feel there is a lot of open-minded people up there, and I immediately felt this connection with you, meeting you here at the meeting, at the conference. I just said, I have to interview Runa, so I'm going to discover, as you are, what Runa is about, what is your message, and how you look like a very giving person with a big heart and is right there to help humanity. You feel like a leader, and this is all this, intuitively. I just know that just meeting you. And so it's a delight to be sitting next to you today.
Well, likewise. You made me humble when you say such nice things. But I mean, what we're doing here today is just such a privilege to be part of and to be able. I mean, my message and what I really like to see more of is seeing people believing in themselves and believing in their uniqueness. Because I believe, just as, you and I, we were born totally different. We have different eyes. We have different, we even have devices that can spot our eyes or spot our voice or DNA, whatever it is. So we were born to be different. Mm-hmm. And yet we are trying so hard to fit in that we forget who we really are. And that is when we start to think about it. So who am I? Mm-hmm. What is it that makes me unique? Mm-hmm. And can I actually talk about who I am and my uniqueness without feeling quirky or without feeling, I'm not supposed to be doing that because of whatever it is. And when you meet people, have you noticed, in all your travels that you do, when you meet people that have discovered their uniqueness.
I'm looking for that. I mean, that's what I was so I wanted to meet you and speak with you, because I could. You carry that. You own it. You own who you are. You live it.
And when we feel something for ourselves, we want to give that to others, because the minute I talk about this to you, my blood pressure goes down. And you think the whole system, both my physical as well as psychological system, just kind of like calm down, because I'm just me. And I will very likely say something incorrect in English during our interview.
So will I?
Yeah.
It's okay, they're used to it. My beautiful co-creators, you're used to it. And actually, I've got a cold, so I'm actually also having a little cup, if you wondered, because this is a little bit unusual. I'm going to have a sip too. And this is not about perfection. Oh my goodness, this is not about perfection.
It isn't about, well, it is about with all how you think about it. Yeah. I like to think of it as perfection.
With its imperfectness and its weaknesses.
Because we are born perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
And if you're a parent yourself, you've seen your child and it was perfect. Mm-hmm. But then something happens down the line and we start to think that, we're not that perfect. And that's the thing that we need to capture back and really discover, who am I really? What is my purpose? And how can I find my purpose and make it a valuable thing, not only for myself, but for others around me? And how can I even make it a valuable thing so I can make a living out of that as well? And enjoy my life. Because at the end of the day, when we simply are who we are and accept it as it is, then we start to glow. Mm-hmm. And that's when we start to accept others as perfect or imperfect they are. Mm-hmm. And it's a journey that I think you never end. Well, till you end. Actually, this lifetime, that's the time when you end. But it's a journey that is so giving. And I think what you are doing, for, as an example, on the shows that I've seen from you, you're definitely bringing that message across. I like that. Thank you.
But I can definitely, thank you, and I can definitely say from my own experience that yes, once we are being ourselves and doing our life purpose, it's okay if we don't have all the ducks in a row or there's this master plan. I feel so supported in every single way. And I feel so connected, and I know this is why, the views are going higher and higher, and people are connected, and it's so wonderful to witness the rippling effect that it has once we just do what we're supposed to without really doing it in a perfect way, because this is far from being perfect, and it's not my intention, yet it's beautiful because it's real and it's authentic and it's from the heart.
It is. And when we meet people down the road who have discovered this, and we follow them with, a little bit of maybe even ambition, or should we say, we have this ambition for them to move forward. But what I wanted to say more is that we look up to them. Mm-hmm. And I particularly thinking of, I work a lot with women and women entrepreneurs all over the world. And why do I work with women in particular? I've gotten that question quite a bit, and it's really, I come from a country that we are today. For the last couple of years, we've ranked number 1 in the world for equal gender equality. So I should be very proud of that. Still, despite that fact that I'm a woman and I'm from this wonderful country, which is supposed to rank number 1, we still don't get equal pays. We're still fighting for having equal voice when it comes to the board. We're still everything, even in our language, and is more male oriented than female oriented. And when you come to the basic of my philosophy, saying if you and I and the rest of us, we're all born on this planet for a certain reason, for a certain purpose, because we're different, then it doesn't really make any sense why there is only, or has been for centuries and centuries, only one particular voice that got heard. So that's why I think it's so important. I think we're at this place in time that we are realizing that it's important for us as whole, as much as it is for us as individuals, that we listen and we learn from each other, and we listen with an open ear and not by judging immediately, this is right and this is wrong, but really listening and see where can I really learn from that. And that's why I think gender equality is, for me, it's definitely not about women ruling. It's about finding the balance. It's about hearing the voices of both genders, of different ages, with different background. I think that's why we are different. We should really connect there, and it's needed.
So it's great to have this conversation, because I'm one of those women that never felt that was necessary. I never felt that it was necessary for us as women to really get together, or to be a feminist, or to bring women to equality with men, because I saw in myself that I had very much a masculine energy, and I feel a lot of women now have a masculine energy, and that when we start to reopen our heart and open to receive and be the nurturing females that we are, and really bring the best of our qualities out, then it's not anymore about competition or equality or genders. I feel like we're all in this together, men or women. We all need to open our feminine side, and embrace that sacred femininity. And then it's just things then are more harmonious, and we all find our place in society, and it's not anymore the ranking or the money or all of those. So I would love to hear what you think of it, because you seem to be already very involved. So it's great to have this conversation. Yeah,
it's a topic that I'm very passionate about, gender equality, and actually what I call personal branding your uniqueness. I think that one of the things that you hear often talked about, that women are too vulnerable, they're too emotional. And the opposite of that talk is actually they have high emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. They are sensitive. So instead of talking about it as being a weakness, being emotional, we should look at it as the strength. Because what does emotion give us? Mm-hmm. More connections. We're sensitive. We just do things differently. And that's why I think it's important that we keep on being women as we are, and not try to be someone else and try to go into something that we are not. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, we will always feel if there is something fake. Mm-hmm. And when we feel there is something fake in that person, we don't trust that person. And when we don't trust that person will not be on the top of our mind when a project or an opportunity comes up for that person's quality, because
we prefer to be around authentic people.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. It feels better.
Yeah. So
effortless.
Yeah, exactly. So it just kind of like it all makes sense to do it that way. So definitely, and I think we're on the move there somewhat. But because you started off with Iceland, and in Iceland we the feminine power there is a rising. It has been a rising. I am a member of the largest association of women in business in Iceland. I'm actually been on a board there for 3 years. And I am, just to tell you a little bit about what women in Iceland are doing, I'm part of an investment group of 10 women who started an investment group. We wanted to learn how to invest, and we wanted to learn really differently about investments, because we want to understand the investment world. And so women in generally are doing a lot of things to move themselves forward. And yes, we're on the path. And I probably, if you talk to me maybe a year from now, I can probably tell you something that's going to be positive news about what women in Iceland are doing. Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the maybe barriers or things obstacles that are there for us to fully know who we are and create? Because you're all about personal branding, and I think it's really important now, because ultimately whatever job we do, and we stay. I mean, we stay with this. Mm-hmm. So there is this this gap that needs to be closed sometimes between what we project and who we really are, etc. What are some of the obstacles that prevent us from that, or what's some of the cleanups that needs to happen along the way, and how can we really discover our true self? Maybe we actually don't know who we are.
Yeah, there are many questions there. Yeah.
I'll let you pick and choose. I like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a bouquet of flowers. You choose.
This one, yeah. I'll take this one. It loves me not. I look at it this way. I think we need to find what we love to do, our passion. And our passion, when we dig into our passion, we dig into our purpose, and we dig into our true values. So by just discovering our passions, and we dig a little bit further into it, we get aligned with our purpose. And the passion and purpose and having a vision, what you want to accomplish, really drives the passion, because that's something that we find exciting. And I think down the road that, when we really start that journey to work on this side of the life, you will start to pay attention to the things that will help you on the way. Mm-hmm. And you will, I mean, this is just a path that takes time, and it's like I sometimes picture it as an onion. Mm-hmm. That you're peeling off an onion and you're going to the core, and that's basically what you're doing. You're just going to the core of it, and then you're always getting to know that person, that who you are, better and better, and understanding why you react like this, and is that because of that something that I don't like in my own personality, and all of those things that you start to think about, and that eventually, clearer and clearer, you start to see the person who you are and the person you want to be, because I think that actually can go together, because once you start to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses, and you start to talk about both in a proactive way. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and we're always trying to hide the weakness, right? Which, when we try to hide something, that's when it really shows, right? Doesn't it? Yeah. So I think when we, however, start to really dig into it, what is my weakness? I, as an example, I'm impulsive. Okay? Now, impulsive can be weakness. There's people who do things hastily, they don't think, that's the negative side of it. I like to look at it that I'm quick to see the big picture. Mm-hmm. I'm quick to make decisions. I'm quick to say, is this going to be something I like in the long run or not? So communicating it and I'm good at being impulsive, okay? So why not use it to my advantage?
Yeah, instead of making yourself wrong.
Yeah, all the time I say, oh no, I can't do that because I'm impulsive, and I shouldn't be doing that because, down the road there is some voice, probably your mom said, oh, you're always so impulsive, all of that. But you turn it around and said, okay, how can I actually use that strength that I'm good at in a proactive way? And how I talk about myself is what you see. Mm-hmm. And so how I communicate myself, where I am, how my world is, where I want to go, the whole thing is exactly then the same thing as you will notice. And if I'm faking it somewhere, you will notice that as well. And you say, well, I'm not so sure if she's really there. Mm.
So how do you see leadership then? Because you meet all those women that are leaders, and men and women, I guess. How do you see leadership? Do you think that's changing?
Leadership for me is being a leader in your own life. And to be the leader in your own life is really about just making your own choices, and not only making your own choices, but what I'm trying to say here is more be authentic about it. And when you know this is what my purpose is, and it's just such a strong feeling, you will make that extra step, that thing outside of the box, because it's just so important. And then you start to lead your own life. Leaders in the big world, I mean, if you look at leaders who are really, really big, those are leaders that they take, other people are attracted to that, their vision, their passion, how they do that, and they get other people with them. So leadership is also, in my mind, about, and again, it comes down to knowing really yourself very well, and then acknowledging I'm not good in this and that, so I'm going to pick people around me who are better than me in the areas where I'm really weak. If I'm not good with numbers, but I'm running a business, I shouldn't be dealing with the finances, should I? Mm-hmm. So I pick someone who is good there. So picking your team for me is a leadership. Picking the team with you, and could be your team at work, a mastermind group that you're in, or basically being aware of picking the people that you want to be recognized with. Mm-hmm. And that's how you start to being perceived in other people's mind as well. Oh, she or he is part of that network, or so she or he must be this. Mm-hmm.
In branding yourself, what is your vision of personal branding, and why is that important nowadays?
We are always selling ourselves. Whether you're employed or you're having your own business, you're always selling yourself. You're selling your idea, you're selling your visions, we're all constantly selling ourselves. So if you want to be recognized, you better tell and be sure of what is it really that you want to bring into this, into the working world, or well, let's say if you have your own business, what is the purpose of this business? What is the purpose of you having your TV channel?
To bring joy.
Exactly. Yeah. So branding that and being authentic on that part is really, you are the face behind your television station, right? And what you stand for needs to be you need to represent. Your logo is not what people are attached to. They are attached to your story, who you are. You know, we are curious. We want to know the person there. So the more authentic that person is, the more we are attracted to it. Look at Oprah. It's not easy. I mean, I often thought about, she's gone through a lot of transformation, and it's not like her journey has been easy peasy around the way. No, but she did it because of some sort of a very deep purpose. She kept on going. And we, the rest of us, we wanted to watch, didn't we? We wanted to be part of that. We wanted to admire her for the things that she did. But she's just a person like you and I.
Mm-hmm. And that's why sometimes I feel we need to put the people that we saw, as role models down, so that we can be ourselves this role model and step up as leaders. Because I feel we all are.
We definitely are, and that is such a good point, because we are somebody else's role models, right? And so what we say or don't say, what we act or don't act today is going to be our tomorrow's reputation. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be what people will know us, and they can trust that this is what this person will definitely do, right? You will bring joy through TV. I mean, that's your purpose, and they know it. That's personal branding, is be consistent on it. Show consistency that no matter what, you are going to do that. That's your purpose. You're going to do it in every single way you can do it. And that will build the trust that I will know. I will go to that every day. I'm going to go, what is he up to today? I'm going to go to the TV and find out, because she's interesting. She's herself, So that's really about personal branding. And at the end of the day, it is about our legacy. Mm-hmm. It is about, what is it really that we want to be known for when we leave this world? And if we are not clear about it, then how should anyone else be?
Wow, that leaves us a lot of space to think.
Right, exactly. And that's why with the social media, for instance, and everything happens at real time. Yeah. And you decide really, what is your reputation today? Because it's exactly what you've been doing till this day.
But if we are ourselves, then there's no more strategies that are needed.
When we are ourselves, and we know there is a deep purpose to it, and when we do make mistakes, and we're authentic about, I made a mistake here, that can always happen. But when we are ourselves as well, when we get the criticism, that because we're always going to get some, I don't agree with that, it's just part of the picture. But when we so believe in that thing that we are doing, we work more like a ping pong, just falls off. And I think when you look at leaders, I think that's one of the characteristics that you can see in them, that because they're so strong, it looks like they don't get affected by all this boing, boing, boing. I think they do get affected, that's just being human, but they really turn to their purpose. And that's how they can take it off.
Because it's that much bigger.
Because the purpose is so big, and you can see it in their eyes.
It's such a strong commitment.
It is. They just made that commitment down the road, and you can see it all the big leaders out there. That it's really the purpose of what they were doing was not about themselves in that sense, but it was about doing something that, I mean, I don't think any of those leaders, it was easy for them. And they knew it, but they made that decision. And we are all lucky and grateful for them, right? For most of them, most of them anyway. Some of the leaders we're not so grateful for.
Yeah, but we've learned from it too.
Yeah.
Everything, it served its purpose, I guess. What are some, I want to end this with the kind of questions that we can ask ourselves on this path. Is there some kind of prompts or some things that we can to discover more of that or know who we are a little bit in a deeper way? Or
there are so many ways to do this. One of the things that I particularly ask myself at the beginning of a day is, how do I want to end this day? And what is the energy, what is the feeling I want to give to people around me? And that is just a decision. And I think we can all do that. Be conscious of the feeling we want to leave behind. And that's basically our personal brand.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Runa. Or should I call you Magnus because this is your nickname?
Well, actually, do you want to hear my real name? Yeah. Runa Magnusdottir. Yeah. Don't.
Good notes.
Aren't you happy just to shorten it down to Runa? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for this delicious moment with you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I look forward to actually going to be your follower from now on.
Much love, my delicious co-creators, wherever you are around the world. I love you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.